Susie, do you have a minute?
Hey, sure, what's up?
So guess what? I just bought some rice online.
Rice?
I know I could have gone to the supermarket, but it's heavy and carrying it back home is a pain. So I bought it online.
If you'd have said so, I would have taken you in the car, you know.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry. Because I don't shop online very often, so I thought I'd treat myself to some delicious-looking luxury rice.
Huh? Luxury rice?
It should be arriving at your place tomorrow, cash on delivery. Now, be a darling and bring it over to our house once it does.
Wait a second.
What?
When you say you sent it to my place cash on delivery, you mean I'm the one who'll be paying for it? Don't you?
That's right. I'm away at the moment, so you were the only one I could ask.
Can I ask how much it's going to cost me?
Let me see here. Yes, 5 kilos for $75.
That much? Are you kidding me?
It's hardly a lot of money. Surely you have it lying around somewhere.
That's not the point, is it? How many times have you made me pay for your things now? Oh, you can't keep doing this!
Oh, lighten up. I don't see the problem.
Well, it is a problem. You never pay me back. Why do you never pay me back?
Good grief, what am I going to do with you? I might be your mother-in-law, but that still makes me your mother. Are you really going to pester your own mother for cash?
Pester you for cash? All I want you to do is pay me back for all the times you forced me to pay for your things.
Stop being such a tightwad. I've never met anyone so selfish. You're working, so a measly $75 is probably pocket change for you. Just see to it that I get my luxury rice.
There's a limit to how high my expenses can go. I'm trying to save up money for the future too, you know. I haven't reached my savings target for the last 3 months in a row because you always have stuff sent to my house without my permission.
Isn't that just because you're bad at managing your finances? Don't you think it's just a tad disrespectful to try and use your own mother as your scapegoat? I'm very disappointed in you, Susie.
This goes beyond me managing the finances. Just last month alone, I paid $440 for your things.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm going on holiday with a friend next month.
Holiday?
You'll never guess. The Bahamas! Not only that, but for 6 days and 5 nights.
Wait, you're going for that long? If you can afford to go on holiday to the Bahamas, surely you can afford to pay for your own rice.
Oh, well, you see, as for the holiday expenses, Elena paid for everything for me.
My stepsister?
She really is such an amazing daughter. She doesn't complain or act like a tightwad with her money whenever I say I want a little something, unlike some.
Wow.
I'm going for a cup of tea with a friend now. I'm counting on you for the rise.
Hey, wait a sec!
Susie, you got a minute?
Graham? Sure, what is it? Oh, yeah, I hope your business trip went well.
Thanks.
Are you done with all your work now?
Yeah, we managed to wrap things up earlier than expected, so I'm chilling out with my feet up in a hotel right now. Anyway, there's something I was hoping to talk to you about.
Did something happen?
Well, it kinda did, but not to me. It's about something my sister told me.
Your sister?
When I checked my phone just now, I realized she'd been sending me tons of messages while I was at work. It's my mom. She has complete control over my sister's finances.
What do you mean?
So you know how my sister got her job through a recommendation from my mom's friend who works at the same company?
Yeah, I think I heard something about that before.
Well, my mom's been using her connections at that company to have my sister's entire salary paid directly into her own bank account.
What? How could that be?
Right? I first heard about it today. I was surprised myself. What's even more surprising is that apparently my sister quit the company.
Oh, wow, she did?
She made a complaint to management because she was scared after her creepy pervert boss, who also happens to be married, kept making passes at her. But contrary to what you'd expect any respectable company to do in that situation, they started pressuring her to resign voluntarily.
Wow.
My sister had been wanting to change careers for a while, so she agreed to resign as long as they gave her a severance package when she did. This all went down about 3 months ago.
Oh, so that's why.
Huh? That's why what?
You know, I've mentioned it to you a few times now. Your mom keeps sending me things she bought online to be paid cash on delivery, forcing me to pay, and it all started 3 months ago. She still hasn't paid me back a single cent.
Ah, that explains it then. She can no longer rely on my sister's salary, so she started pestering you instead.
On that note, just today she had $75 worth of luxury rice sent to my house.
Good God. I can't believe the nerve of that woman. No matter how much I tell her not to, she doesn't pay me the slightest attention. If anything, she gets worse.
Have you tried saying something to your dad?
Nope, that's just as hopeless. My mom has control over my dad's finances as well.
Wow, she does?
The only reason I'm fortunate enough to have control over my own money in the midst of all this is because I got the job I wanted after I applied for it myself and declined the offer Mom made for the company her friend works at, and left the family home as soon as I graduated university.
I see. Just think, if you'd have accepted that job offer your mom got you through her friend, there's a good chance you'd be in the same position as the rest of her victims right now.
I think you might be right. Chill went down my spine when I thought about it just now.
Right?
Anyway, about my sister.
Oh, of course. Sorry I took us off the subject.
Not at all. It's important we discuss that too, so don't worry about it. So, I'll carry on with what I was going to say about my sister now.
Okay, please do.
Now, the crucial factor in all this is my sister's severance package.
Severance package?
My sister went out of her way to set up a brand new bank account for the severance package to be paid into, and requested specifically that the company make sure that the money was paid into that account and only that account.
Right. I see. If it was paid into the same bank account they'd been using till now, it'll go straight to your mom.
That's right. That's why she made the new one, to prevent that from happening. Apparently, she planned on moving out of the family home using the money from that severance package. But for God knows what reason, it went straight into my mom's bank account just like before.
What?
She thought something fishy was going on when she hadn't received anything after 3 months, and when she made some inquiries, they told her they already gave it to my mom.
My God. Is there no way she can get it back now?
My mom probably spent it already, knowing what she's like.
No way.
She was saying something about going on holiday to the Bahamas next month.
Wait, the Bahamas? Your mom was sending me messages about that just earlier today. She said your sister was covering all of the expenses for her.
Seriously?
So that's what she was scheming. Your sister doesn't deserve this. She must be so miserable. Isn't there anything we can do? Someone's got to stop your mom's reign of terror.
I agree. That's why I wanted to discuss it with you today. If my sister can just get away from the family home and find work at a company that has nothing to do with my mom, I think she can make it somehow.
I think so too.
I'm gonna fill you in on more of the details when I get home tomorrow.
Okay, got it.
Are you there, Graham? I can't get in touch with Susie. Do you have any idea why that might be?
Oh, Mom, it's you.
I just got back from my holiday in the Bahamas. I called Susie while I was away to ask if she'd pay for a package I bought online. I ordered it to your house to be paid cash on delivery. I just went over there myself because I can't get through to her. But no one seems to be home. I wanted to get hold of my rice ASAP since I planned on having some with my favorite hamburger patties and garlic sauce for lunch tomorrow. I'm in a real pinch here.
Susie's next to me right now.
Oh, she is? Please, could you ask her where my package is? It should have arrived yesterday.
Oh, that. She was unable to accept it.
What? Why?
Because we moved out 3 days ago.
Huh? You moved out? What do you mean? Don't joke about things like that, Graham. Where's my luxury rice?
We moved out.
What?
We moved out of that house. Let me rephrase. We no longer live in that house.
Huh? You moved out?
Which is why, if you want to know where your package is, I suggest you phone the delivery company's customer service line or the manufacturer and make an inquiry yourself.
Just slow down for 1 second. What are you talking about? I very clearly asked Susie to take care of this for me.
Didn't she tell you she had plans that day and refused? I came back off my business trip just as all this was happening, so I know about everything.
Well, maybe so, but I was certain she was just telling lies so she could get out of paying.
Yeah, about that. How many times have you forced Susie to pay for cash on delivery packages that you specifically arranged to arrive when she was home, Mom? You owe her well over $1,000 by this point. When exactly do you plan on paying her back?
Well,
I get it, Mom. You had no intention of paying her back to begin with.
Well,
Stop treating my wife like your personal ATM.
Oh, ATM, don't be ridiculous.
Then there's the issue of what you've been doing to my sister.
Elena?
I know about everything. You used almost her entire severance package from when she left the company to fund your trip to the Bahamas and your lavish spending sprees. I also know about how you used your connections at her old company to see that her salary was paid into your bank account every single payday.
No. You've got it all wrong. That was because I was worried about her. Elena's never been very good with her finances, so I decided to help her.
Cut the crap, Mom! The only one who's no good with their finances is you.
Me? How dare you?
The whole family knows about your disastrous spending habits and how wasteful you are. I dread to even ask how much money's left in your bank account right now. You're the most frivolous person I've ever known.
But,
And that's why my sister moved house too.
What? Wait a second. Elena moved away too?
Of course she did.
Not of course she did. I just put in a recommendation for her at another company, and they were about to invite her for an interview.
Why am I not surprised? All so you can continue using her as your ATM, right? How long do you have to exploit her before you finally be satisfied? You take everything she has and you still want more. That's why the three of us, me, my wife, and my sister, all decided to move away all at the same time. We used the time you were away on holiday as our opportunity to get away from you.
How could you?
Oh yeah, we can't forget about Dad.
Huh?
He moved independently of the three of us, but I heard he also used your Bahamas trip as his chance to get out of the house.
No, your father too? This can't be happening. Everyone's abandoning me. Wait, more importantly, where on earth did he get the money to leave home from?
Apparently, he'd been saving up for years, biding his time, waiting for the right moment. He also told me he's currently in the process of setting up a new bank account, and the account his salary goes into will be changing before long.
What? What do you mean?
You seriously don't understand?
How can I understand if you don't explain to me?
The bank account Dad's salary has been going into this whole time. Basically, the bank account you've been spending all the money in like it was your God-given right for years will stop receiving payments as soon as the change has been finalized. To summarize, you won't be getting a single cent out of him ever again!
What? Stop this at once. What has gotten into you all? Where has your father gone?
I've got a pretty good idea about what Dad intends to do from here on out. But since that's none of your business, I won't be telling you a thing. If you want to repair the damage you've done, you need to do it yourself. It's time you stood on your own 2 feet for a change, Mother.
Wait!
Goodbye. A few days later, my dad sent my mom the divorce paper. My mom was seething over the unprecedented situation she found herself in of being abandoned by all of her loved ones in one fell swoop. But luckily for her, her little brother, my uncle, was kind enough to take her in. And thanks to my uncle somehow or other persuading my mom to go through with it, the divorce was finalized. Now, my dad and sister are enjoying their fresh start in their new homes, while finally being able to appreciate the satisfaction of actually being able to spend their own money for a change. We're using all means necessary to ensure that my mom pays my sister back every last cent of the severance package she stole. And she's currently spending most of her days on the verge of tears working tirelessly to see to it that she makes the money to fund those repayments. As soon as she's done paying my sister back, a solitary existence of living alone without a single person to rely on is all that awaits her. By finally being forced to work, I hope she finally understands the value of money and how difficult it can be to get by.
Hey Dad, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk to you about what went down last night when I introduced you and Mom to my fiancé.
I'm glad you messaged me, Katie. I have some things I need to address with you too.
If it's okay, I'd like to go first.
Alright.
I noticed you were very hostile and negative the whole evening, especially towards Darren and I. I want to know what the problem was. Do you not approve of Darren?
Katie, I love you and only want the very best for you, but since you asked, no, I don't approve of Darren.
I understand that you may have some reservations, but can you please tell me why? I know I'm your little girl, but Darren has been nothing but kind and caring towards me. He treats me like a princess.
Well, for one, I've observed some things about Darren that worry me. He doesn't seem to have a stable job, and I'm concerned about your financial security. Marriage is a partnership, and it's essential to have stability and security in your life.
Money isn't everything. You of all people should know that. You married for love, and not money. I'm happy. Isn't that enough for you?
I understand you're happy, Katie, but as your father, I have certain worries. There are other things about Darren that make me question whether he's the right person for you.
Well, what are they? I value your opinion, Dad, but I also believe that love should be about the connection between two people. You can't just base your opinion of Darren on what he earns.
I have my reasons, okay? I don't give you my blessing to marry that man, and that's the end of it.
Are you serious? You can't outright rule him out. Last night was the first time you met him. Maybe you just need to give him some time to warm up to him.
I don't need time, Katie. My decision is final.
I can't believe you're being like this.
I told you, I'm just looking out for what's best for you, and what's best for you is not him.
I know I said I appreciate your opinion, but the way you're acting right now about this whole situation is ridiculous. You can't stop me from marrying Darren.
I will not allow you to marry that man, Katie, whether you like it or not. I'm your father, and I will have the final say.
You can't control my life. I tried to have a decent conversation with you, but you just ruined it.
If you won't listen to me and end this relationship, I'll just have to cut you off.
Really, Dad? Are you resorting to threats now?
It's not a threat, Katie. It's a promise. Not only will I remove you from mine and your mother's wills, but I'll also go to Darren and make sure he never wants to see you again.
Okay, so you are threatening to cut me off and beat up Darren if I don't break up my relationship with him?
If that's what I have to do to get you two to call off this ridiculous engagement, then that's what I will do. So to make it easy for all of us, just end things with him. He's not right for you. You just need to trust me and my judgment.
You're the last person I feel I can trust right now, especially after what you just said to me.
I'm sorry, Katie, but I'll do what I must.
I can't believe you, Dad. Darren told me you showed up at his work today and started threatening him.
Katie, please.
And when he wouldn't fall victim to your threats, you tried to bribe him to leave me.
You don't understand, Katie. You cannot marry Darren. I told you I won't allow it, and I'll do everything in my power to keep this from happening.
Dad, you've taken this too far. You can't just show up at our places of work. You could have gotten him fired.
That's the least of my worries.
What is it about Darren that you don't like? Tell me, is it because you feel threatened by him? Do you feel like you're gonna lose me to him? What?
Oh, for the love of God, Katie. For once in your life, just do what I ask without question.
Not this time, Dad. I need a good reason for you to be so adamant about breaking up my relationship.
Fine, but you have to swear to not tell your mother.
What?
If I tell you this, you need to promise me that you'll never repeat this information to your mom. She can never know.
What can be so terrible about Darren that you don't even want Mom to know?
Darren is your half-brother.
Seriously, Dad, just tell me the truth.
That's the dead honest truth, Katie. I'm Darren's father.
But that's not possible. He can't be my brother. You've been with Mom since before I was born.
There was a short period of time just before you were conceived when I was unfaithful to your mother. During that time, I got the other woman pregnant, and Darren is the result of that affair.
No, that can't be right. You would have told me if I had a brother.
I've kept this secret for many years because I never wanted your mother to find out that I was unfaithful to her. I had a moment of weakness and have regretted it ever since then.
If this is your idea of a good excuse to get me to break up with Darren, it's a bit far-fetched.
I wish this was an excuse, Katie, but I'm telling you the truth.
I can't believe this. How could you keep such a big secret from Mom and me for so many years? And why have you never tried to get in touch with Darren?
I never wanted a child with anyone but your mother. I tried to get Darren's mother to have an abortion, but she refused. So I refused to have anything to do with her or the child.
I don't know what to say.
All I ask is that you do not tell your mother about this, please. End the relationship with Darren and go your separate ways.
Of course I'm gonna tell Mom. You can't expect me to keep this filthy secret of yours.
Katie, please, I'll do anything for you not to tell your mother. Name your price.
Are you trying to bribe me for my silence?
If that's what I have to do, then yes. What's your silence worth? 100,000? 200,000?
Dad, just stop. This isn't gonna work.
500,000. I'll wire it to you right now. You cannot tell your mother about this.
Alright, fine. Hey, Mom, do you have a moment to talk? Of course, Katie. Is everything okay? You sound quite serious. Is everything alright between you and Darren? Well, it's about Dad, actually. I found out something recently, and I think you deserve to know the truth. It does sort of involve Darren, too. Oh, goodness. What is it, sweetheart? You know you can tell me anything. Before I start, I want you to know that I love you so much, Mom. You've always been there for me, and I can't stand keeping the secret from you any longer. What secret? Dad had an affair before I was born. What? Are you sure about this, Katie? How did you find this out? Well, he actually told me about it just now, so the information came straight from the source. I can't believe this. Why would Dad keep this from me all these years? I don't know, Mom. His excuse was that he didn't want to ruin your marriage, but that's not all. When I confronted Dad about it, he tried to bribe me into not telling you. He said it was in the past and that it would only cause pain if he found out. He said it was a moment of weakness and that he regrets it. I can't believe he would try to keep something like this from me, let alone bribe you into silence. I deserve to know the truth, no matter how painful it is. Thank you, Katie, for being honest with me. You're welcome, Mom. I couldn't bear the thought of keeping this from you. You deserve transparency and honesty, especially from Dad. I'm so proud of you for having the courage to tell me the truth. That's not all, though. What else could there be? Darren is the result of that affair. You must be joking. I wish I was. It's the reason Dad has been so against me being engaged to him, because he's actually my half-brother. This is too much. I can't believe your father has caused so much trouble in our lives with one simple lie. I know, he really has complicated everything. What are you gonna do? Well, obviously, I have to break things off with Darren. I can't marry my brother. Absolutely you can't. And I'm furious that your father has kept this secret from me for all these years. I think I'm gonna file for a divorce. Oh, really? I have to. I can't trust him. Who knows what else he's been keeping from me? I guess you're right. I want nothing more to do with him. I can't believe he's lied to us for so long. If we meant anything to him, he would have told us the truth years ago. You're absolutely right. I'm disgusted with him and don't see myself giving him the time of day after this.
Hey honey, is everything okay? I haven't heard from you in the last few days.
Actually, no, things aren't okay.
What's the matter?
We can't continue our relationship.
What? Why? Have I done something wrong?
Well, no, it's nothing you've done. It's something that was really out of our control.
Well, what is it? Tell me how I can fix things.
There's no way of fixing things, Darren. Our relationship is wrong, and we need to end it. I can't have anything more to do with you.
Katie, what's going on? We're engaged. Now you just want nothing to do with me? What happened?
I don't know how to tell you this.
Tell me what?
We're half-siblings.
What?
We share a father.
What do you mean we share a father?
My dad, Patrick, had an affair many years ago, and you're the result of that affair.
That's not right.
Unfortunately, it is, so what we've been doing is so wrong on so many levels, and I can't stand to be reminded of it, which is why I can't have any more contact with you.
But how did you find out about this?
My dad confessed to everything. He knew you were his child, which is why he was so against us being together. And knowing the truth now, I don't blame him for how he reacted to the news.
I can't believe he knew about me and never did anything about it. I grew up without a father, but he knew about me all along.
I don't know what else to tell you, but I think this needs to be the end of our communication. The situation is much too awkward.
Katie, I can't believe you've done this to me, my own daughter. I told you that you couldn't tell your mother, but not only did you tell her everything, you also told Darren.
What did you expect me to do? Just end my relationship out of the blue and leave Darren with no explanation? And of course I had to tell Mom. You've been lying to us all for so many years. It's only right that everyone knows the truth.
You've ruined everything for me. Just as I predicted, your mother has decided to end our marriage. And if that wasn't bad enough, Darren and his mother are now trying to sue me for the years of maintenance I missed while he was growing up.
I'm sorry, Dad, but you deserve everything that's coming to you. You're the one that got us all into this horrible mess. And to be honest with you, I also have no ambition to have anything more to do with you.
What? But you're my daughter.
Exactly. I'm your daughter, and Mom was your wife. You should have never lied to us in the first place. In keeping such a major secret for so many years, how are we ever supposed to trust you again?
You're leaving me with nothing. After all this is over, I won't have a cent to my name.
And you're leaving two broken families to try and heal from the horrible consequences of your actions. Hi, sweetheart. I know you don't like talking about this, but the divorce between your father and me was finalized today. I didn't really need to hear that, Mom. I'm still trying to heal from everything that's happened. I know, but there's a reason I haven't brought it up. What's that? I got a payout, and I want you to have half of it. I believe your father owes you, of all people, for his actions. Wow, Mom, really? Yes, I want you to use it to give yourself a fresh start. If that means traveling or moving away, I want you to do what will bring you happiness back into your life. Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate this. Mom, you won't believe what I just read in an article. Yes. Darren knew that I was his half-sister, but he got into a relationship with me anyway. What? What article did you read to find this out? He spoke to some reporter outside of the courthouse when he appeared against Dad. He told them the whole story about his plan to get close to me and Dad, to admit that he was actually his father. So he knew this whole time and was only using me. Disgusting. I can't believe how people could be so disturbed and go to such ends to get a bit of money. In the article, he confessed that he was only doing this so that he and his mother could find some grounds to sue Dad for abandoning them all those years ago. I can't believe it either. It's so crazy. Like something you would see in a movie. Not expect to be living. Darren obviously didn't think I'd see this news report. Why else would he be so open about his malicious plan? Maybe he just likes the publicity? Well, he's gonna get a ton more publicity when I sue him for incest. Really? Is that what you're gonna do? Yes, I'm gonna use the money you gave me from the divorce to hire the best lawyer money can buy. I can't just let Darren get away with this. He used me and knowingly committed incest. I want revenge. And you deserve it. After all you've been put through, I'll stand by your side through the whole thing, sweetie. You have my support, and we will take Darren down. I agree, he can't just get away with this crime. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate your support, and I'll really need it to get through all of this. Anytime, my darling. I'll always be here for you. I never spoke to my father again, even though he's tried to reach out to me several times. After being betrayed by him and going through such a traumatic ordeal, I decided it'd be in my best interest to just cut all ties with him. After a grueling case, Darren was charged with incest thanks to my amazing lawyer. After spending so much time with him, I started to fall in love, and we've been dating for a few weeks. As for my mother, she's doing well. She decided to use the remaining money she got from her divorce to go on a well-deserved vacation on the beach.